Hey, how you doing? Lee Spangenberg with Secret Doorways. I'm going to show you how do I install the book latch on the bookcase doors. So all I use is just these book boxes you can get at hobby stores and home good type stores. Trying to figure out which is the top and bottom. I guess that's the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure in 2 inches from the back edge of this book. Incidentally, you can use really anything that you can attach a screw to, but these work really nice. So I'm going to go in 2 inches, if I can show you here, from the back edge of the bookcase. So right about here. And I'm going to drill a hole through there. Hang on. So I'm just going to put a hole right through here. And that's what I'm going to feed the cable that's included in the kits. And I'm just going to feed that up through the hole. So, helps if you twist it, let's see, counterclockwise, the way the strand is woven. And I'm just going to shove that into there. And then what I'm going to do is take this stop that also comes in the kit and put that on there. And then it helps if you have a pair of crimpers. Hang on. Doing all this up close here. So it's got the little teeth like so. So I'm going to put that in the crimpers and crimp them. If you don't have them, maybe you can borrow them from your neighbor or borrow them from somewhere, and you just crimp that on there. If you don't, you'll have to just use a pair of pliers and squeeze those on as tight as you possibly can. As I said, the hole coming out the bottom of the book is 2 inches from the back. So I'm going to make a hole going down through this fixed shelf that's 2 inches out from the back of the rear panel. And I like the book to sit something like this, not all the way against the edge, for 2 reasons. One, I don't have to worry about it hitting the back of the stile when it's in operation. It usually wouldn't anyway. But also, I just think it's more convincing to have it out just a little bit, and you can slip another book down there beside it. So I'm going to drill a hole through here, 2 inches from the back. And what I like to do, maybe I'm too much of a perfectionist, is I'll drill a hole with a small bit, just a pilot hole if you will, and then I'll take I like these Forstner bits. They make a nice clean hole, and I'll drill about halfway from the top and then halfway from the bottom, and then it comes out a nice perfect clean hole. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing going through the back of the bookcase. So that wire is going to go down through that fixed shelf and through the back of the bookcase. So somewhere close to where I was and tucked up underneath the fixed shelf. Drill my through hole, and then I'll drill my 1/4 inch hole. Then what I'm going to do is put in my inserts. It's probably easier to show you this one. I'm going to knock these in. They're going to go like so. Oop, hang on, you can't see. Let me come down a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to put this insert and pound this in through here. Sometimes it's really hard to get that started, so if you're having trouble, you can maybe grab it with a pair of pliers and then just knock it the rest of the way in with a hammer. So that's one, and then The other one is going to go up through from the bottom and underside the fixed shelf. In this case, I'm going to use this little catch mechanism, and I'm going to attach it right here to the stop that we put on there when we made the header. So I'm just going to kind of center it, drill some pilot holes. Actually, I'm just going to put one in for now, one screw. And I'll put that in fairly tight and see how it looks. And then if it needs to be moved back or forward, I'll still have some ability to do that. So here's our catch mechanism, just a simple spring catch, and the way this works is it's going to actually be this way on the back of the door, and as the door closes, it'll hit that catch and depress and then catch. Sometimes we'll be doing an in-swing door, in which case this is going to be your catch. You'll mount this plate to the underside of the door jamb, and it'll be necessary to turn this around. So if you have to do that, all you do is you take this little bottom deal out, lift the plunger up, rotate it 180 degrees, drop it back in, put that on there, and now this will be on the back of the door. As the door is closing, it'll depress this. So that's how it works on an in-swing door. But right now we're doing an out-swing door, so we'll have it the first way. Just like so. So I'm going to mount this on the back of the bookcase door. I figured out where this needed to be. Made a couple of pilot holes, and now I can attach this to the back. Keep in mind the rear panel is a 1/2 inch, so if these screws are too long, you may have to get shorter screws. But I'm high enough that even if it goes through, it won't matter because I'm up above that ceiling of the bookcase. So I might just put one in for now, again, just to see how it looks, and then if I need to adjust, I can do that before I attach the other screws. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the cable. The cable I have is attached to the book. It goes through the fixed shelf, through the back of the door, and I'm going to run it through one of these brass loops, like so, and then I'm going to feed it through the bottom loop of the latch, and I'm going to pull this tight, and I want to pull it as tight as I can without pulling the plunger down, and just make a crimp in there like that. So now you can see it's got just a little bit of a bend to it. Now I can pull this down and do what I want, and it's going to go back to where it needs to be. So now I'm going to pull this loop up, feed it down through the other side of the deal here, if I can. Oop. There we go. And then I'm going to pull this up till that little depression or bend that we made is right on the bottom side of that. And now I can pull that down, and that's going to give me room to crimp that. So you either take your pliers or your crimpers, put a crimp in it. I'll end up cutting off the excess wire here, but then the door will close. Let's see if we can get all this. You'll hear it snap closed. There we go. And then, hopefully, when we pull the book, it will let it open. So it closes, you can't open it, you pull the book, it opens. opens. That's installing the book latch. Hope you found that helpful.